here, 36, we're going to draw profiles, which is going to be a side view of a mountain, or in this case, it's actually going to be snowfall amount. So draw the following profiles. You must use a pencil. Very important. You need a pencil. You need some sort of pieces of scrap paper. I have small ones. You can use a full sheet, but you definitely need that. Please note the map below shows the amount of snowfall in inches resulting from a snowstorm in western New York in 2006. So this is snowfall amounts. This is not a hill, but it would be drawing a profile of it. Anyway, it says on the grid below, construct a profile of the snowfall amounts along line A to B by plotting the isoline amounts across line AB. The amounts for point A and B have been plotted. Complete the profile by connecting all the plots with a line. So this is the key thing to do. You put your scrap paper up to A and B, and you want to be very specific and exact here. You mark A and mark B, and actually the numbers for A and B are not on there, but they will be down here, so that's kind of given to you, which is important to note. So then everywhere an isoline crosses here, you mark it and write the number. So this is 12. I'm going to write it down. That's 12 inches. And then this right here, that's 18 inches. This right here is 24 inches. And then, oh, see, 24 comes back around that right there. That's 24. 18 again. They get kind of close, so good sharp pencil is key. 12, and then this right here, I'll move it up a little bit. Right there is 6. Okay, so what you have is this. Then you have to transfer them on here. And your A, always keep this A and B line that you drew here matched up with the grid. So, and then I slide it here to, I slide it up. So then I put a, usually X or a point. I could do just a point, but you want to make sure you can see them. So I'll do a dot. Usually I like to do an X. Let's do an X right there. X, and then slide it up there, keeping the A on there and the B on there. Do 18 right there. This is 24, like right there, and right there. And I slide it down to mark 18 right there. 12 right there. 6 is right there. Notice how I'm really taking my... Now I have that. Okay? And the key thing is when you do connect them, okay? When you do connect them, you want them to be... the question is, what do hills and mountains and you normally look like? Do they look like 1 or do they look like 2? And the answer is they look like 1. So you want to connect them rounded like that. You don't want to do this. This is not what you want. Okay? That's where a lot of people go wrong on this. So therefore, when you connect them, you want it to be rounded and go up like this. So make sure you go right through the center of your X's or whatever points are. Go up over 24. Don't hit 30. Round it over like that. And make sure it goes up and be obvious. And go through all the points very clearly like that. And then that's your profile for that first one. That's how it works. Next page goes like this. This is now, again, not even a hill. It's the water depth of Lake Ontario. So this is the depth of water in the lake. So this is land, Canada, New York. This is the depth. And it says the same basic thing here. I'm going to save some time. Make sure you read this, get the directions. This one here does not have A and B for you. So you have to mark the depth there. Now the key thing is that A is on my left, B is on my right. I have to do the same thing here. If you go this way, you usually get it wrong. So you want to go like this, and then you want to mark A and mark B very clearly, right like that. A and B. It's a little, yeah, like that. And then the A. So the depth. This is the shoreline. So that's 0 depth, and B is 0 depth. You probably have to figure that out. It's not really listed on there, so that's sort of a tricky part to this, A and B. And then if you go, you can see this line's 200, that line's 400, so they go by 100. So 100 feet, 200, 300, 400, 400 again. So you want to mark everywhere a isoline crosses your paper, right there, and then you want to mark it as you go. And then this is 200. Sometimes you got to pull them off and realize, okay, that's 200, The next one's 300. So you really got to pull it off, because it will change. 300. We said that's 400. And if you look, this one goes around, and this is 400 again. So this 400 goes again, and then we start going down. So this is the deepest section that we're going across right here. It's a little deeper than 400. So this is, it's a little hard for me. I can't get my head directly over it because it'll block the camera. And then this is 300. This right here, you can check it. Oh, that's 200. Oh, that's 100. Okay. So you can see how they loop around. 200. And yeah, you really need a nice sharp pencil. Even my pencil I just sharpened it's not even really sharp enough. So I have this. Then you'll have these numbers here. Okay, it needs to be like this. If you have just marks with no numbers on them, you're doing it wrong. Don't do it that way. Trust me, I've seen a lot of people get it wrong, trying to do that, thinking that they can do it, and it is just sort of bad form. So let's do this again with X. A is 0. I'm going to slide down, right? 100's right there. 200's right there. 300 is right directly above there. 400 is right there. Here's the other 400 there. 300 is, next 300 is there. 200 there. 100 there. And then B is at 0. So you have that. Again, with the connecting, you want rounded like this, not like this. Therefore, when you connect them, go like this. Go down below, because it goes deeper than 400, but it's not 500 feet. Make sure it's rounded like this. Okay? It needs to be clearly under 400. This needs to be clearly rounded like that. Make sure you do that. There you go. That's the profile for the second one. Let's go on. We're on to this one. Okay? Contour interval 20 feet. It says the same basic idea. This one tells you to use an X, okay? Sometimes they tell you, sometimes they don't. We're going A to B here, A to B. So A is on the left, B is on the left. You want yours to be the same way. Turn your paper like this, okay? Mark it like this. Here and here. This is A and this is B. Mark the A is on the, so this is the ocean, so this is sea level. That's 0. That's 0. This is 100, and it goes by 20. So 20 feet, 40 feet, 60 feet, 80 feet. If you want to write them on there for your own, definitely do all these tricks or whatever it takes to help you. 80, that's cool. Do that all the way along if you feel that's going to help you. So A is on 20, and then B, if I look, is also at 20 feet. So I'm going to mark those. Okay. 20, and then B is also at 20. And then this is 40, 60, 80, so it kind of goes up, but I want to just 20, 40. Oh no, I'm wrong. See, I'm now making a mistake. I already had 20. See, we all make mistakes with this. That's why it's really important to check this. So that was 20, this is 40, this is 60, this is 80, and I noticed I was wrong because I know that darker one was 100, and I was counting off wrong. That would have been 80 for me, so that's 100. Now this is 120, but now the 120 loops around, so it goes uphill about 134 feet up here, and then it starts going back down. So I got to be careful about that. Don't just keep counting up. You got to pull it away every once in a while to check. I'm right there, 120. This is 120 again, and you see it starts going down 100. And then this is 80, loops around 80, 60, 40, 20. Okay, so you do that. 100, 80, 60, 40. Okay, you have this. You are going to put this down here and transfer them over. Now there's no numbers for A or B, so transfer them over. A, we said, is 20. 40's right there. 60's right there. 80 is right there. 100 is right there. 120 there. And the other 120's here. 100 is here. 80 here. 60 here, 40 here, and then B is 20. So it gets really, they get really close together in a little. I marked off a little bit, so B is right there. My mark was off a little bit there. Again, let's connect it very rounded. Make sure you go right through the center of the dots. Sometimes the X's, I mean, sometimes students don't go through the X's and they actually will look like get it wrong because they up over 120, don't touch 140, but clearly make it go above 120 because that's kind of how it looks. And that is the profile for that one. Okay, and the last one is here. Okay, and then we're doing from C to D, plot the elevation, and it doesn't say X's or dots, but X's is key because dots can be hard to see sometimes. So C to D, let's go like this. Actually, let's use this one here. Maybe this scrap paper is better to see it with. C to D, and you have C is here, D is here. C is contra intervals 20 feet. Okay, so C is 100, and then this is 120, 140. Maybe you want to even write it on there. So this is going to be 120. This may help actually. 140. This line is 160, and then 160. This is 160 again. That's a little hard to do. And D is 140. So maybe I'll just start with C is at 100, and then this line crosses here. This is 120. This is 140. 160. It does help that I wrote it on there. 160, pull your paper away, 160, and then D is going to be 140. So it goes uphill and then downhill. So this is 160 with D being 140. Alright, we're down to the grid here. C is 100, and then I go like this. Want to do it, transfer it right there. 140 is right there. 160 is right there. This is also 160 is here, and then D is 140. Then I have that. I want to connect it very rounded like this. Go through all of these. Okay, and then that is the profile, the side view of this hill, Patty Hill right here. So that's cool. Alright, so hopefully that helped. Drawing profiles is definitely a skill we need to have. I'm Mr. Gazda. For all the people at Gazdonian Productions, thanks for watching.